Look up. Look up, little girl. Woo! Look up. Here's Abby girl.
Yep.
She's the star of the show.
Yeah. Howdy, folks. How you doing? Good to see you.
Abby's right here. Whoop, there she is. There's her nose. There she is.
She wants to be part of the show.
I know. Beautiful day today. Nice and cloudy. Whoo, and it
Cool.
cooled down. Wow.
Very pleasant.
How nice is that?
Yeah.
So, we're going to talk about safety today. One of the reasons we're going to do it is because a lot of you are getting ready to get on the road.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get, if you're back east, you want to get going. You want to come to Quartzsite. You want to be part of the snowbirds, the flock coming this way. And that is so cool. I mean, that's what you do, right? You want to be part of it. But with that, we want to put up some safety points. And this is good for living in a house. This is good for travelers. This is good for everybody. But especially this year, things are a little bit different. Why are they so different, Paul?
Well, I think the state of the economy, the inflation numbers are very high. Gasoline, we all know, is high. It has been higher. It has come down some, but it seems like it's going up just a little bit more. And people are, the price of food people are struggling a little bit. I think personally, I think things are going to get worse before they get better. And I just should state that we're not trying to induce fear and worry and fear-mongering, or call it what you will, into folks. We just want y'all to be safe. That's all.
Yeah, and these are points that I need to remember. And there's one that we'll start off with one that I've become a little lax on. But we also know that we're getting reports from our friends out and about that have already been near Quartzsite and Lake Havasu and the areas. And what's happening is every year after year, they could leave things setting out. It's not so anymore. They're getting things stolen. So there are, I think, desperate people out there.
There are.
Yeah, more homeless people. Nothing wrong with homeless people. But there are some that do not have good character and don't know the ethical rules that we all play by. So, yeah.
It's unfortunate, but
I
true.
know, yeah.
And, so these subjects that we're talking about here are just things that we can keep in mind any time of year. Doesn't matter where you're traveling, whether you're headed to the grocery store from your sticks and bricks or whatever.
Right.
They just make sense.
Mm-hmm. So number one that for me, because I've been thinking about this, is I've been lately opening my front door. And I think because I want to get my shoes on, I've been in the back and I want to open, and it gives me more room. So I open my door and I get on my shoes and I get things together. Well, that's not the proper way to do things. You don't want to open your door and unlock your door and then you're not paying attention and you're leaning over this way and getting things. No, you need to get everything together and then unlock your door, open it, and then close it and lock it back up again.
Yeah.
And I did it again this morning. I thought, oh my gosh. So I shut the door and I locked it. I think it just makes it easier for me. It gives me a little bit more room with my feet I can swing my feet over. But what can happen is somebody could be there. Like if I'm in a parking lot or something, somebody could be there waiting. And I look like maybe an easy grab or something. Right, exactly. And what they do is they rush you, open the door, rush you, push you over to the side, and then they take off. They get the keys and then take off.
Right.
Or push you over, lock the door, and have their way with you or whatever.
Yeah.
And steal what you have.
And fortunately, in Lee's case, pushing her over from her driver's seat to her passenger seat, there's nowhere to go. But that doesn't mean that they could still jump in there and make her get in the back or whatever. But
Well, they had a gun, but I did look at it this morning when I looked over. Remember, we talked about that, and I looked over. Oh, I could easily push me over because there's really nothing on that one flat one that goes here. There's two here, but there's definitely could push me over and make me go over there. And yeah, so don't unlock your door and don't get out until you're ready. Don't just open your door. And that goes for coming back in. Like at the store. Like you're putting your groceries away, right? You're putting your bags in. Look around. Make sure of who is around your doors. And then go around. Just get in and shut the door and lock it. Don't wait and I'm going to like do this. And, hold on. I got to reach over here. My door's open. And, yeah, I've gotten lax on that, and I'm going to tighten that up big time. And you guys can tighten that up too.
Right.
Yeah. You could be a young mother and have baby in the car. You don't want to get hijacked. And then basically, I forgot that word. Yeah, it's getting hijacked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't want to do that. Yeah.
Hijacked or carjacked, I guess you could say.
Carjacked, yes. You just don't want to get hurt. Now, if you're out boondocking, a lot of these are going to be for in the city. But you're going to, I don't care what type of a nomad you are, you're going to be spending time in the city. And if you're traveling all the way over, you're going to stop in a city here and there.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Or at a truck stop. Things like that. Do that for truck stops. Okay.
And rest stops, too.
Oh yes, really. It's anywhere.
There's always other people around normally at a rest stop.
I know.
These are good ideas, we feel, for no matter where you have to stop your car and exit the vehicle.
Right. Okay, well, the next one would be if you're going to spend any time in a city that you don't know very well, go online and type in Google crime-ridden areas in the city. We had to do that. Remember, we did that in St. Louis.
Right.
We did.
We didn't know a thing about St. Louis.
Right.
Neither of us had spent any time there. Mm-hmm. And it's so easy, especially on a freeway, on an interstate, to just take an exit into, they say the next 6 exits are for St. Louis. Yeah. And you pick an exit and get off, and you get it to the end of the exit and you realize, wow, this area doesn't look very good.
No.
So you can find that out ahead of time, and you did that, Lee, right?
Right. Yeah. We looked, there were like 3 really dangerous parts in St. Louis. So we stayed away from those. We ended up going to kind of on the outskirts, and we had a good time there.
Oh, great.
We just hung out. We spent a good week in St. Louis.
We sure did.
We just weren't in a hurry to go.
Had a great time, had some wonderful restaurants and other things.
We were checking out,
It was a nice visit. There was a good Planet Fitness there, and found all kinds of nice things. Use Google. Google is usually your friend.
Yes.
Once in a while, he or she can lead you astray.
Yeah.
But more on driving directions than anything else.
Right.
So.
Don't take those major shortcuts, too. A lot of times I know a better way to go. And I'm driving and they'll ask me and it's stuck there and I'm trying to drive. I don't like when Google does that. It asks me questions while I'm driving because that can cause an accident. Mm-hmm. And I don't know whether, I can't really see it real well. Is it dismiss or take it? Yeah, I don't like that at all. But I just want to go my regular way. And I'm not in a hurry. So if there's like an accident up ahead or something is delayed, I can deal with it. Right. So check out areas. Check out the better areas, but definitely check out crime-ridden areas if you're going to spend any amount of time there. I think it's a good idea anyways if you're going to go through a big city.
Yeah.
Even if you're just going through it, beforehand do the checkout.
Right.
Yeah, right. Well, also, this is one that you had mentioned. Check your gas gauge.
Yeah, I know that you might pay a little bit more at a rest area, not a rest area, but a truck stop a little bit outside the city limits. Sometimes you pay a little more, sometimes you pay a little less. But pay attention to your gas gauge. If you need to, you find that you get in the heart of the city and your gas gauge is evidently running on fumes, your gas tank, I should say, well, pay attention to that long before you get to the city, and get that gasoline before you get into the downtown area or whatever, and get that taken care of, and you don't have to worry about it, and you don't have to stop somewhere you might not want to.
Right. And don't go to gas stations at night.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
But being outside of the city, like at a Pilot or a Love's on the highway, I mean, most people are doing exactly what you're doing. They're just traveling and they're getting gas. I mean, there could be some real bad eggs out there. So still, watch your car, lock it up when you're going in.
Yeah.
Pay attention when you're putting gas in. Pay attention. Don't let people start walking up to you. And don't just get in willy-nilly with your door open. You're just sitting in there. No. So, yeah, but don't do it at night in the city. Oh, my gosh, no. Above all, at any time, don't let a stranger get too close to your vehicle. You know, if you start getting close to your vehicle, what's the best thing to do, Pa?
Drive away.
Well, no, like you're outside.
Oh, you're outside your vehicle?
Right, like you're...
Either hustle back into that store or into that store if you're just arriving, or get into your vehicle and lock the doors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, let's say I'm in a parking lot and maybe I'm in the back. I got to put something away in the back and I see somebody coming up to my vehicle while I'm doing that.
Well, first of all, obviously your doors are already locked, right?
No, because I'm getting in the back hatch. No, it isn't locked at all.
Oh, in the back hatch.
I'm getting in the back hatch, and I got it up, and I'm doing. I noticed somebody's walking up. What would I do? I mean, what should I do? What should they do?
You've got to finish loading that vehicle from your basket as fast as you can, and get in the vehicle and lock the door.
Well, he's coming this way, and I'm back there. Come on, man. Come on. I'm doing a scenario. Would it be better to actually confront and say, "What are you doing? Back off! Back off!" I mean, kind of growling at him, like, "What do you want? What's up?" Like, what I would do is like, "What's up? What do you need?"
Okay.
Is that cool?
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Make the individual aware that you are aware that he's there.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
All right, I'll buy that.
Well, a lot of you travel solo. So on that scenario, how would you deal with it? That's curiosity. You know, he's coming towards you. You see him. He's got a straight line. You're putting your hatch up. You know, you're putting maybe something away. Yeah. I sometimes in parking lots, I do that. You know, I take time to do something like that. It's like, well, okay, well, I'm at Walmart. Oh, well, let me, before I go in, I'm going to kind of put a couple things away, you know. I've left my night parking spot, and I don't want to do that there. Right? Or I'm even at the park. We're parked at the park, and I see somebody coming up towards me. In fact, that did happen that one time. He asked that he was homeless, and he wanted to know if we had a spoon.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was going to eat cereal. And he said but he forgot to grab a spoon. So you didn't have he seemed cool. I mean, we're all at the same park. We see each other. You know, I see a lot of the homeless there. I said, well, hold on, I have a spork. Well, I didn't realize he was going to be walking around, and I thought he was going to stay there at the picnic table. You couldn't see what was going on.
No.
And he walked out and thought, whoa, he's sitting right out there, and I'm sitting in the back there. These are very dangerous situations. And I'm kind of embarrassed that I did not lock my door. I should have come in. I had no idea. He was way over there, but he was like she's trying to be helpful. She's going to give me a spork. I guess I'll go get it so she doesn't have to bring it to me.
Right.
But he'd walked right up to my front door. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yep. So, but in a case like that, like you're doing something and see somebody coming up to we have a lot of people coming up to us at the park sometimes.
We do.
They want to talk to us.
In hindsight, the better thing to do would be, I think I've got one here. Go on back to your table and I'll bring it over as soon as I find it.
Right.
Get out of my space.
Well, I was already, when I didn't realize out there, I'd been in the back to get it back there, and I hopped over, and he's like, right there. I was like, oops, that wasn't good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which brings me to the other issue. We keep saying it, and I know not all of you have this available, but it is so much better to travel with somebody that you can piggyback with. Like, you watch my van while I do something, and then you go do yours, and I'll watch your van, so that you can do what you need to do, but we're going to keep an eye. I'll wait, and I'll keep an eye on you. You wait, and then keep an eye on me.
Yeah.
I think we ought to follow that even more, Paul, than we actually
As
should.
a matter of fact, we did that just
Yeah,
this morning.
we did.
But we don't do it all the time, and we should. We've
So
got,
high five. Let's do it.
We've got that option available to
I
us.
know,
We ought
we're
to
not-
take advantage of it.
Right, and that goes for parks. That goes for anything. We think, oh, we know the parks, and we know most of. No, I don't know if we do, because somebody could be off balance and decide to, like, the voices in his head say, "Go get that person" or something like that.
Whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So things can go wrong. Yeah. Yeah. So let's keep a better eye out. We're going to keep a better eye out. When you're traveling, once you get somewhere, I think it's a good idea to maybe start traveling with somebody.
That would be the recommended way to do that
I
if you
know
possibly
it.
can.
I know. Well, we have a friend that is coming out, and the three of us are going to be starting to travel together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And on the Minivan Lisa's Nomad Life Facebook group, if you're going to be coming out here, there were two people, Deb and, I can't think of your name, I'm so sorry. But you both came out here together. You got a hold of each other, and what you did was you met and you came out here together. And you didn't even know each other. That was cool. That was really cool.
It was.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to post on the Minivan Lee Facebook group
Yeah,
pages
right.
that, hey, I'm coming from the Northeast, and if somebody wants to get together
Yeah.
and travel together, we can meet in North Carolina or something. I don't know,
Right.
but you can work it out. But if you make it known through the group
Yeah,
that you're looking for a partner or 2 or 3 people, whoever, to travel with. It worked last year, so
Right.
don't be afraid to give that a shot.
right. But I did a lot of solo. I did 4 years solo. And then even after we'd met, I've done my solo, and I stayed in the city. I think at that point, I probably was a little bit more aware.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes when you're with somebody traveling, you can get a little goofy. You think, oh, well, they're going to save me, or, we have each other. But really, that doesn't mean that you're always going to see what's going on. And I don't always see what's going on with you.
Right.
Right. That can be an issue. Just because you have a partner doesn't mean you're going to see every little thing that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think traveling with a partner is a good idea. But if you are solo, these are really going to be real key points to keep you safe while you're on the road and getting to where you want to go. And if you're in the city, staying in the, just enjoying being in the city, which I usually would do. Another good idea is when you're doing a lot of traveling is stop driving. When you feel like you kind of feel it, like you're kind of zoning out a little bit. Like you're just staring and you're just like, ooh, okay, I'm driving. Ooh, I forgot. I'm driving.
Not a good situation.
Have you ever felt that?
Oh, yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
So really, that's time. The next pullover, you need to pull over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even if it's a truck stop or a rest stop, a truck stop, even if the first sign of a truck stop, maybe go take a nap too. I mean, our homes are right here, right?
Right.
Right.
Or
So-
at least get out and walk around and
Yeah.
wake yourself up a little bit.
Go get coffee, go get a soda. Eating will keep you awake too. Go eat something. It'll kind of wake you up a little bit. So, yeah.
And that's why we try to, as much as we can, to travel 4, 5, at the most 6 hours a day.
Right.
I mean, 6 hours,
no.
it's a stretch. It's
That's
a
like
real
we
stretch.
really had to get there quickly or something, because I don't want to ever do 4 hours is even kind of stretching it a little bit.
But that's what works for us. You could be in a completely different situation, and especially if you have a buddy with you, kind of piggybacking, you might want to travel farther. But that's a personal decision. But if you get tired, pull it over and get a rest of some kind.
Yeah. What we did, and I mentioned this when we did the video on the rest stops, if you want to see it, wasn't too long ago, and it actually, the name of the video is all about rest stops. What we do is we have a system and a commitment that we will stop at every rest stop that we find, except in a case where we had just got gas in the last 15, 20 minutes. We're not going to stop at the next rest stop.
Right. Yeah.
But other than that, if there's a rest stop, we stop. Yeah.
Can't hurt.
Right.
What are you going to use? 5, 10 minutes at the most? And
right.
Quite often, it's well worth it to get that little refresher.
And even if you don't want to use it, you could pull up and roll your window and say, well, I wasn't sure. Do you have to go to bed? No. Okay. Well, let's get back on then.
Right.
Yeah. Another thing, too, is don't get angry at other drivers.
Are you talking to me?
Oh, no. I was just starting to let you know that that's what... That was whatever number we were talking about. Like, don't get angry at them, and don't flip them off. I mean, because you don't know who they are. Right. Yeah. And if you do have they made you mad, or you could tell that you made somebody mad, don't make eye contact. Just look the other way. Don't give them a chance to make eye contact. Just look straight ahead and keep moving, and and just be on the lookout for them. Yeah. So I think that's always a good practice, because things can heat up pretty quickly.
Yes, they can.
I know. Get to your night parking spot before
dark.
Right. Yeah, don't wait. Don't wait till it gets dark. And then go, I better get to my camping spot, Yeah. If you had a campsite or something like that, try to get there, or BLM. Make sure that you can schedule it, that you get there before it gets dark. That's a mess.
It's a lot easier to survey the area and see exactly where you want to park and how in the daylight than it is after that sun goes down. So, and don't forget to use your instincts. You can tell quite often if something just doesn't feel right. And use those instincts to remove yourself from the situation the best way you possibly can. Yeah. If something just isn't quite right, quite often we know, you can sense it, and just don't ignore it.
I know.
Use those instincts and act on it.
Yeah.
Do what you have to do.
Now, I'm only going to go with a couple of boondocking situations, because those are going to be so different. Those boondocking, it really depends on where you're boondocking at, right? Yeah. I mean, but as far as boondocking goes, what I do know is that it's always good, if you're going to be out walking, take things with you. You need to have an air horn, and I would suggest your bear spray. And a knife, possibly, maybe a bushcraft knife, just in case. You could come along a wild animal or a wild human being, and the bear spray is going to be helpful for you. Yeah. And I think if you are out boondocking, you're doing it solo, it's good to have handy around, maybe on your table, have some bear spray handy. I do. Don't leave it out in the sun in the heat of the day, but have it handy so that even if you going to have what I have put myself, when I'm boondocking, I have what I call my little tool belt, and it's like fanny pack that I have a what is it called, tactical pen, and I have my bear spray, and I have an air horn. And I just have that on when I'm out walking around, or I have it handy when I'm out boondocking, because you just never know. There can be dogs loose out there too, and a lot of people will let their dogs loose, and they just come up to you and might charge at you or whatever. I've been charged at. I won't go into it, but I always think it's good to have bear spray.
The last time we were here in Tucson, well, maybe not the last time, but a year or so ago, I got myself a man bag. I'm not sure what it's not a Merce, but I do carry it when I go out for a walk, when we're boondocking. And it has a long strap that I put diagonally in the bag, and I've got, as Lee said, I've got the bear spray, I've got a knife, I've got a horn, well, actually a whistle. But, just a few things, and I just feel better. You never know what you're going to run into out there. And again, we're not trying to say, don't take a walk when you're boondocking. No, that's not the point at all. But have something to protect yourself. That's all.
Exactly. So, and the whistle, what they used to call them, rape whistles. I mean, I kind of have one myself. It's not a bad idea even in the city, because when you get really scared, they say that your voice kind of locks up and you can't really scream. So it's good to have a whistle, get everybody's attention, right? Right. So these are just, there's a lot more, but we wanted to we know that you're going to be getting on the road pretty soon, if not already. And these are just little reminders, especially if you're in a house. Little reminders. Times are changing, everybody. And so just us staying safe. And if you have any other suggestions, leave them in comments, right?
Yeah, that would be great.
Right. So, hope you enjoyed everything. I just want to remind you that I got the black neck gaiters. I've got a few of these. So, I think they're very fashionable looking. And it goes for winter, the black is pretty cool. And it can turn any shirt, a black shirt, into a turtleneck. And it does keep your neck warm. And you like yours, don't you, Paul?
I sure do.
Yeah, and you wear it kind of often. So I've got these. Go to minivanlee.com and order them. They're right there, neck gaiters, and also have the exercise videos. I also want to mention the book, How to Live in a Minivan, the Minivan Leeway. Now, I had some of you ask me, well, what do we need? And when we're going, what do we need? Or what do we, how do I do this? Seriously, the book, How to Live in a Minivan, on Amazon, and then the Minivan Leeway. All you have to do is go on Amazon and type in Minivan Lee, and it'll come up. And it's ebook and it's paperback. So don't go get it. It's not expensive. And then one more reminder, I'm going to leave the link in comments. I'll pin it. Is I've actually added some more things into really cool Christmas gift ideas for all ages, but some really kind of elegant holiday things that would make really cool gifts. They're unusual. So I'm going to leave the link for that. And then if you use my link, use it. If you really want, you go through my link and then buy it within 24 hours of putting it in the cart, and I get a little something from it. So kind of adds up. There's just a little teeny bit, but it does add up. For the holidays are coming, everybody. Isn't that cool? I love Christmas. How about you?
I do too.
I know. Well. Hey babe.
All right, folks. Well, I sure hope that we hope that these thoughts and suggestions just keep you a little safer when you're traveling. Just always be aware, watch your surroundings, and be thinking all the time, not about what you're going to make for dinner perhaps, but be thinking and keep yourself safe.
What did you say the last time somebody said that was a great quote? All you have to do is think about everything. I loved it. So
that's it. That's all you have to think about.
Say it again. I want to hear you say that.
All you have to think about is everything.
That's right.
Yeah.
We love you guys. Till tomorrow. Bye.
Bye-bye.